Hi there, James Morrow, National Affairs Editor at the Daily Telegraph here with an answer to the question that has been on everybody's lips. Why Greenland?
We need Greenland.
Why is Donald Trump so obsessed with this idea that the United States should take over this territory, this icy island in the North Atlantic currently owned by a possession of Denmark? Well, it's a complicated question. It's something that Trump has been talking about all the way since 2019. He first mentioned this in August 2019 when he was president the first time around. And now the discussion around Greenland is really heating up, with Europe terrified, apparently, that the United States is going to come in and take the island. But the big question is why? Why is Greenland so important to Trump? Well, here's the big answer to that: strategy. If you look at a map, Greenland just looks like it's up, sitting there in the North Atlantic somewhere. But when you look at a globe, when you look at the Earth projected from the top, you start to understand what it's all about. You see, where Russia has its ICBM bases, where it keeps its nuclear missiles that would threaten the United States in the event of a nuclear conflict, all of those missiles, or at least most of them, would fly over Greenland to reach their targets in the United States. That means Trump wants to be able to use Greenland not just for early warning systems, which they have there right now, but also, I think, for Golden Dome type missile defense projects. But also there's more to it than just defending against Russian nuclear attack. The other thing too is, because the Arctic passages, particularly the Northwest passages over the Arctic Sea, are starting to open up as the seas get warmer, that means that China can start to run ships from the Pacific into the Atlantic over the North Pole. They're already doing this with some shipping lines holding seasonal cruises, seasonal container ship runs to Europe. But if that's happening, you can pretty much bet that they're also running submarines, and they may also want to run battleships across the Arctic Sea, again, into the Atlantic, allowing China to project power on both coasts of the United States. Both of these things add up to a huge threat strategically to the United States. Now, whether or not Donald Trump should take Greenland, particularly by force, that's another question. Because, of course, if he did so, well, it would seem to legitimize the moral case that Russia has for its invasion of Ukraine, and it would say to China, well, you know, America doesn't really have any authority to tell you not to do what you want in what you consider your sphere of influence, Taiwan. That doesn't mean, though, that things aren't going to move, that things aren't going to happen. Donald Trump may decide that, well, we're going to make an offer. We're going to make an offer they can't refuse for Greenland. You know, this happened before with the Louisiana Purchase, and of course with the purchase of Alaska, ironically from Russia, in the 1860s. So anything can happen, but if you're wondering why Greenland is so important to Donald Trump, that's it.